This is your goofy Uncle TreeJam, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Mass Effect 1. Last time we left off, we finished debriefing with the remainder of our crew. We talked with Caden and Ashley about the last mission on Noveria. We also talked to Wrex and got a mission to find some family armor that's been stolen from him. And we also talked to Garrus and got a quest from him to go find a mad Solarian doctor. And Tali talked a little bit to us about something that she needs to obtain in order to return to the fleet and become an accepted member of her society. But for right now, we've got a little bit of work to do. We need to head back to the Citadel and talk to Anderson and Udina, but before we do, I believe the Council has something that they want to say to us.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Is it the Ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Alright, it looks like the Council has a little information for us. We're going to head back into this back room right here. This is a place where, if you remember at the beginning of the game, we met with Anderson and also Nihilus. And now we're going to talk to the Council and get some info.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Virmire.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Virmire. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Alright, so the Council gave us a mission to go to Virmire. Now, if you've played through Mass Effect 1, you know that Virmire is the beginning of the point of no return when it comes to plot essential missions in Mass Effect 1. I recommend that if you've not finished other missions and you wanted to go for full completion, that you do not do Virmire. Not until at the very least you've gone through Noveria, Theros, and also to Therum to recruit Dr. T'Soni. Because once you get back from Virmire, you'll automatically be directed back towards the Citadel, and that will pretty much be your last visit. You will not be able to visit the Citadel after a certain something happens. But let's go ahead and zoom out of here, and we're going to head back to the Citadel. And hopefully Anderson and Udina have something for us. They can let us know exactly their feedback on the mission, and let us know what they think about what happened. So let's head on out of here. Get that nice view of the Normandy, and away we go. We are done here. Okay. And now let's go ahead and just land. Now, keep in mind, I just want to cut in real quick, if you are thinking about revisiting some of the mission worlds you were at, Therum you will not be able to land on, but you can always revisit Noveria, and you can also revisit Theros if you wish. That way you can access the merchants there after you do one of the major story missions in the game, because once that happens, once you go through a main story mission, the vendor's items, their inventory will reset, and you can buy new stuff from them. So, something to keep in mind if you want to get new items and such. But let's go ahead and head out, and I'm going to go ahead and take Dr. T'Soni with us, and I believe we should take Wrex. Because they were with us on Noveria, I think they'd like to get a little bit of hangout time with them.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
So here we are back on the Normandy. We're back on the Citadel. I've been on the Normandy for so long, I've not actually... Between last episode and this one, I was basically just fooling around the Normandy, making sure if there weren't any like codex entries lying around. Which reminds me, let me give the outside of the Normandy hull a little quick once-over to see exactly what's going on here. Sometimes there's like new codex entries or such, but it looks like we're not getting any, so I think we're good. Let's head on down.
Seeing the wards stretching out before you really makes you appreciate the Citadel as a true wonder of Prothean engineering.
A private docking bay. Wonder how much the Alliance had to shell out for this.
You gotta love Wrex. He always put things in perspective for you. But let's go ahead and head down to the wards. And I think I'm not going to show you guys... What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just cut the video and just edit it out here.
Reporter Kalisa Al-Jalani recently attempted to land an interview with Commander Shepard, the first human Spectre. Commander Shepard answered difficult questions, demonstrating that under that military uniform is a keen diplomatic mind. We'll have exclusive footage later today.
Damn straight, I'm awesome. Look at that. But anyway, like I was saying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the footage out here, and we're just going to fast travel to where Anderson and Udina are. So I will see you guys there in just a bit.
Oh, sure, I can return that for you.
Thanks. Hasn't worked well since I bought it. Hey, are you refunding his stuff?
Here you go. Your account will be credited.
You did! You took his return! Look, I'm telling you, I bought this here. Why won't you return it?
I can't take it back unless you...
I know. Unless I have a proof of purchase.
Sorry guy, tough luck. That's what receipts are for, you know. You get, warranties and such from them. But looks like we run into a certain familiar face.
I've been waiting for you to get back.
Looks like a little familiar character right here. Let's talk to Conrad.
I've got an idea and I wanted to run it by you.
I got a lot going on right now, but I can spare a moment.
Great! This'll just take a minute. With so many human colonies being attacked, I'm not sure that one Spectre is enough. What if you signed me on as another Spectre?
Conrad, I don't think that's a good idea.
But I'd make a great Spectre. I'd be right there with you, showing the Council what humanity is capable of. I know you're afraid to trust people after losing your team at Akuz, but I'd never let you down.
What about your wife, Conrad? She trusts you too. Aren't you letting her down?
What? I don't understand.
You know what keeps me going out here? Knowing that people back home are keeping humanity strong.
You're right. I just got so caught up in all of it. I wanted to help. I'll go home. Thanks for setting me straight.
Yeah, another day in the life of Fanboy. We kind of had to give Conrad a little, perspective on things. Help him get his priorities set straight. But it looks like that'll be the last time we see Conrad in game. So between the stuff that I cut out and now I actually had to go over to some stores and make sure I got all the meta gel and grenade upgrades. And I also wanted to make sure I got all the licenses that I needed. So just had to make a few stops here and there. But here we are at the office of Udina and Anderson. Well, actually, I think it's just Udina's office. But let's talk to Anderson and Udina and get their feedback on Noveria.
Your Noveria report raised a few eyebrows in the Council, Shepard. I can't believe you let that queen live. There's a reason their species was nearly wiped out. You should have finished them off.
This queen isn't like the others. She's not interested in conquest or war.
Really? I'm glad you're an expert in a species we know virtually nothing about. I hope we're both still around in 50 years to see if you're right.
Genocide of an entire species is a terrible tragedy, Ambassador. Shepard did the right thing.
Fine. I'll just tell everyone we figured it was a good idea to release a fertile Rachni queen in the wilds of Noveria. I'm sure nobody will have a problem with that.
Go blow yourself.
Yes, Commander?
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Anyway, yeah, Udina's not too happy about that. Never liked Udina. He's a dickbag. But let's go ahead and start wandering around a little bit. I want to take some time to look around the Citadel and take a look at some of the random conversations that happen when you walk around. But I know those are not the priority for this Let's Play. If I can get to them, it's good. If not, well, we'll just see how far we can get. But we've got plenty of things that we need to do already. I want to try and get to Wrex's mission pretty soon. And there's also a certain mission for Shepard that I want to get to at some point. So, let me just travel around somewhere and see if we can get any more encounters. Aww. Look at this lovely couple just looking at the Citadel wards. Okay, I'll leave you guys to it. Peace out. Shepard's being a little creepy, but it's okay. Alright, we are
Lord,
back.
The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Damn straight, I'm awesome. You cannot replace me. Can't do it. But we are actually back on the Normandy now. I had to do a lot of trekking around here and there to make sure that there wasn't any kind of conversations or such going on that I was going to miss. I might be missing a couple, but right now I'm focusing more on just, if I get like opportunity, if something happens along the way, I'll try my best to keep quiet and let that conversation take place. But other than that, I want to focus more on just trying to get these missions done and over with. So I'm thinking that now we've got some free time between Noveria and our next mission on Pharos, we may be able to stop around the galaxy and help out some people with their problems. And one person I really want to help out real quick is none other than our favorite Urdnot Wrex. He has a request for us to find some family armor that's been stolen from him. In order to do so, we need to go to the Argos Road cluster and stop off in the Phoenix system. So let's get to it. Alright, we have finally arrived in Phoenix. Now before we land on the planet of Tuntao, there are a couple things we can do. So what we want to do is scan the entire system for any resources, and we found ourselves an asteroid in this asteroid belt. And I believe we now have a Prothean data disk. And if I ever feel like I'm going too fast for you guys to read the text, feel free to pause the video and just read at your own pace. I'm just not going to read off every planetary description. I don't have the time. And you guys, that's what the pause button is there for. So, make use of it. But here we've got some samarium. And I believe here, I don't know if there's anything here, I don't remember. Nope. But you can kind of note its orbital period, radius, and day length. And I'm going to take a quick look-see around this particular asteroid belt and make sure we're not missing anything. In Mass Effect 1, the scanning feature is pretty much, it's down to using your mouse to mouse over certain areas of a solar system. So you can kind of see me going over this asteroid belt several times over to make sure that I'm not, missing any important resources. And this will probably be the last planet that we scan. And here I believe we can get some cobalt. Anyway, good stuff. We got some resources and it'll help us out in the long run. And some of these resources will actually carry on to the next game. You can get a bonus based on how many things you've scanned. But here's the planet of Tuntao, and this is where our next assignment is going to be. So let's go ahead and land. I'll give you guys a little description there. I don't know if you can read it against the background, but there it is. And here we go. Let's get ready for hard landing. Now we are going to take Urdnot Wrex with us because it is his mission and we want to see his feedback. And we're going to need someone who can shut down weapons. So we could use someone who's like Garrus or Tally, or we can bring Liara around. Let's bring Garrus along. Okay, I'm ready to go. So we got a nice scene of the Normandy, and we're bringing in the Mako for hard drop. Okay. Now, if you guys have seen one of my previous episodes where we were on a planet looking for some resources, this is actually a mission where, not a mission, but assignment. I think it was, I can't remember the planet's name, but we were looking for a distress beacon that actually happened to be a Geth trap. What I typically do with these particular missions is I'll go ahead and I will actually just go to the main missions on that world, and then after we're done there, I'll, drive off, into the different areas of this world and then go and collect the resources afterwards. So it's kind of like a, clean up after you do the main stuff. And that's just the way I do things. It's a little easier for me to, stay on track and not get sidetracked too often, because in this game there's a lot of things that you can get sidetracked by. But our structure that we're looking for, where Rex's armor is being housed, is actually among these mountains. So we gotta do a little bit of a off-road challenge to get there. Now before we get there, we do have some snipers that are keeping overwatch. So we're gonna need to keep our crew back, and since I'm an infiltrator and I have training with sniper rifles, I can go ahead and take these guys off at a distance. This is my preferred method, and it makes it a little easy because at a distance you can pretty much deal with these guys, but up close and personal you'd probably need some really good gear to do so. So let's go ahead and, before I forget, let me make sure I actually have my upgrades. So I'm definitely going to need some energized plating, and in case I have rockets, we want a combat exoskeleton going on to protect us from the physical force of some weapons force. But let's go ahead and get our assassination on and start lighting them up. At this distance, it's very difficult for them to hit you, but NPCs in this game have some ridiculously good aim. They might be using assault rifles, but you'll be surprised how far away those assault rifles can touch you. I mean, they can reach out to quite a distance. So, just be careful whenever you're around them, because their accuracy is a lot better than you realize. Some of these guys are... The way these NPCs are set up is that they're actually... Some of them have immunity. The guys right here in the dark suits are pretty much straight up soldiers. They're frontline fighters, so they're designed to take punishment. So you can keep sniping at them and whittle them down very slowly. It takes a while for them to go down, but they will go down eventually, so, keep some patience. Oh my, and Wrex and Garrus are kind of trying to rally back. The other kind of enemy right here is actually a sniper, and these guys are about to shoot me. Oh crap. Okay. Yeah, these guys are just as lethal as you are when it comes to sniping. So be extremely careful. Sometimes the best thing to do, if you're a close combat specialist and you don't have sniper rifle training, if you're the kind of person that uses shotguns, you may want to drive the Mako up and, get close enough. Because if you try and approach on foot, I guarantee you'll probably take a lot of damage and you might end up getting killed. So, use caution and approach very carefully. But we are now inside.
This is the place. My armor's here somewhere.
Alright. Rex's armor is in this place. I'm gonna go ahead and get them to wait back here. I don't want them to start any fights. Okay, Garrus, you need to move back, dude. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Alright. Now let me make sure that Garrus and Wrex are set up. Oh, wow. You do not need this. You do not need that. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and give Garrus a little bit of combat, and let's give Wrex a little onesie as well. So here we go, combat and extra armor plating, making you a complete badass of the field.